Fury, name, similar record, similar age, him next. And he's a traditional boxer, right? I know he's young, but like, you know, he's a full-time boxer. Him next.
Well, here's the reason why is because no one's ever watched one of his fights. The only reason people know of him is because of me, and he started talking about me, and his brother called me out on behalf of him. It's like no one's ever tuned into a Tommy Fury pay-per-view. So like, who knows if he can do numbers at the box office, first of all. And second of all, his like manager, some old guy, goes on an interview and is like, the contract 50-50. I'm like, bro, like, get out of here with that. This guy, he has a name and has gotten press articles written about him because of me. And now you're trying to come in and ask for a 50-50 deal like us. But maybe once he fights someone with a winning record and has a highlight performance, makes sense for us to fight. So then it's like...
Those are the words of Jake Paul. And as he states, he is no longer interested in fighting Tommy Fury anymore. Got your hat? Look. This is one of those reasons why certain people will always want to make money without doing anything. Jake and Logan Paul, they're YouTubers. Very successful YouTubers, but they're YouTubers. They're guys that like making videos. They're not really athletes. They might go to the gym here and there, but that doesn't mean they grew up on an academic sportsman-like ship or any type of sports and excelled, as well as boxing. They just use boxing as a platform to promote themselves. And Jake Paul had the nerve to say, well, Tommy Fury is not known. No one has seen a Tommy Fury pay-per-view. So his older brother, which is Tyson Fury, which is the current WBC heavyweight champion of the world, called out on his behalf. Okay, therefore I don't want to fight him. Let me counterpunch. You say that Tommy Fury doesn't have a pay-per-view following. Who's seen a Tommy Fury pay-per-view? Okay. Who's seen a Nate Campbell pay-per-view? What does Nate Campbell do before you fought him? He was a basketball player. So you fought and knocked out a basketball player, but you want props for that. That's like a Taekwondo expert winning an ass-kicking contest against a bowler, right? Somebody that bowls. It makes no sense. Then you're going to go in, you're going to knock out a retired MMA guy that's a wrestler. That makes a lot of sense. He's a wrestler. He's not a boxer. Strikes in boxing is it's a strike. Dude, no, stop. You fight an old dude, now you got a young 22-year-old Tommy Fury that wants to take your head off that he is a boxer, and now all of a sudden you're not interested. Look, here's the counterpunch, people. When in doubt, go the Mayweather route. And speaking of Mayweather, did you notice now he's not interested in that because he wants a crack at Floyd because he's tattooed himself on a childish expression that he used when he took Floyd's hat. Got your hat. And he tattooed it on his body. Look, man, it's ridiculous. Now, I can understand why us boxing fans and boxing fans abroad don't like the idea of the Pauls. The reality of it, they're going to stay. They're going to stay because they make numbers and they bring numbers. They bring numbers to a platform that is not the premier sport in America. They do that. But what these guys doing, they're carefully choosing and picking who they should choose. Oh, he don't bring in the numbers. You know who that sounds like? Mayweather. He doesn't bring in the numbers. He doesn't bring in the numbers that will require me to even put a good effort in. He doesn't make enough money. He's not marketable. That's how Jake Paul's sounding right now, talking about Tommy Fury. And by the way, why wouldn't Tommy Fury be marketable? That makes no sense at all. You're talking about the brother of the heavyweight champion of the world. So that means if you went in there and actually beat a boxer, that would give you boxing credibility for one. Then if you knocked out Tommy Fury, then that would give you access to the bigger fights if you cared to do that, which they don't. But the bigger fights and saying, hey, I knocked out Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy. Now I can knock out Tyson. I can knock out the Gypsy King too. And knowing Tyson Fury, the way he's built and molded, right? He'll take a fight like that. Why? Floyd did with Broner. I mean, this was boxing. But it just shows that Jake Paul and Logan Paul don't want to be respected as boxers. They want to make a shitload of money by beating people that have no way of winning, that they have the odds stacked against. And in this case, the odds weren't for him. Jake Paul would have got the shit beat out of him by Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury would have murdered Jake Paul. And it would have been sad, and that would have been the end of the reign. And let me give you guys a little cheat sheet. The only reason Logan and Jake Paul haven't fought real boxers, because the moment they get the shit beat out of them, there will be the laughing stock of the boxing world and the YouTube world. And then people will always remember them as being those YouTubers that got their ass beat when they tried a real sport with real boxers. That's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about Jake Paul not interested anymore with fighting Tommy Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.